Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video on my Peloton Bike Plus. I recently got it, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because when I was considering getting it, I was doing a lot of research and reading and just trying to understand other people's opinions. So I thought I would share my experience getting it and what I think about it so far. So starting with the shopping experience, I had actually tried Peloton a few years ago when we first moved to Miami. Our apartment that we moved into had a Peloton bike, and so I got to ride it and just kind of experience what Peloton was all about, and I personally loved it. That was years ago. The Peloton Bike Plus did not exist then. I ended up going to a Peloton showroom and I tested out the Bike Plus. They actually were super friendly. They let me try on the shoes to figure out my right shoe size, and I was able to try out the bike so that I could experience, what it was like. The actual shopping experience was super smooth. So at the beginning of quarantine, last year, people were buying, I guess, a lot of Pelotons, and so there were months and months and months of wait time. I got this bike, so I ordered it on a Friday and it arrived on a Tuesday. So literally super quick, and it was the smoothest process. Like I said, I could try the bike. I decided I was going to commit to it, so I ended up just buying it. And as soon as you make the purchase, they tell you when it is expected to be delivered, and they give you different windows so you can decide, when you're going to get it delivered. So by the time that the purchase was completed, the salesperson was like, okay, these are your options, you can choose one. I chose the afternoon because I knew that I was going to be it was during a work day, so I knew that I was going to be in a couple of calls. But actually the day came around and the Peloton people called me and they were like, hey, we actually are in the area, can we stop by? And it was right during my lunch break, so I was like, yeah, perfect, this actually totally works. So they ended up delivering earlier than my original time frame, and it was all super smooth, super easy, quickest delivery that I could have experienced with something this big. I thought this was gonna take, a decent amount of time. It probably took 10 minutes, no more. But the bike comes pre-assembled. The only thing that doesn't come assembled is the screen. They literally just carried the whole thing up to our second floor and just placed it right here. They put out the mat and everything and just placed it exactly where I wanted it, and it was super smooth. They basically told me how to set it up. They helped me out, and like I said, honestly, 10 minutes they were out and they were like, okay, we're all good. They even cleaned up everything. I didn't even have to do anything. I just stood there while they were like, okay, just put in your Wi-Fi password, connected, and that is it. I just cannot emphasize how smooth of an experience that was. From the moment that I purchased the bike to the delivery, it was all straightforward, no delays, no issues, no nothing. Everything was just better than planned, I guess. Also, another thing to note is when you buy the bike, you get to decide if you want to add accessories to it or just buy the bike. I bought the mat for the floor so that I could protect the floors and they don't get scratched or anything. And then I also bought the shoes because I don't have any cycling shoes. You can buy some hand weights. However, I already have some hand weights that I use for my bar classes, so I have honestly a lot of dumbbells that I didn't need anymore to add. And then they also have some resistance bands and some other things that I already have. So when I was at the showroom, I was able to take a look at all of their accessories, and I pretty much have everything. So I was like, I really just need the mat and the bike shoes. So that's all I ended up getting. And then you also have the option, if you have a friend that has a Peloton or just anybody that you know that has a Peloton, they have a referral code where you can get $100 off the purchase of accessories, and they get $100 off Peloton apparel. So I did that. I was actually able to get $100 off my accessories, which honestly, the shoes are $125, and then I think that the mat was $59. So I got a pretty good deal because I only needed those two accessories. But now, the reason why I went with the Bike Plus, obviously there is a price difference, and I was very conscious about that, but I also knew that if I didn't get the Bike Plus, I was just gonna regret it all along, because it was just everything that I wanted that I knew was gonna benefit me. Obviously, the actual bike itself is pretty similar. The knobs change, so this knob is different in the original bike than in the Bike Plus. The original bike has I don't even know how to explain it. It has a little handle, so this is just a round thing. The original bike has a little handle that you just move around. I think you press something and then you just move it around, and that's pretty much how it goes. I don't even know how to explain it. I'll try to find a picture so that you can see what I'm talking about, because I don't think I did a good job explaining it. Anyway, so that is a difference. The screen is different. So in the original bike, you cannot swivel the screen around. So with this one, I can go like this. And so if you just want to work out in different areas, oh my God, I feel like the screen is doing a weird thing. I'm gonna flip it. Anyway, if you're working out in an area where you don't have a TV or something to cast your screen, you can just flip that screen around, and then you can do strength workouts while staring at the Peloton screen. It's also worth noting that it goes all the way around. So literally whether you put, you know, your yoga mat here or there, wherever you wanted to do like some strength classes. You can swivel this everywhere. Well, just around. Obviously that's a big one depending on like where you're placing your bike. So if you don't have the ability to cast anything to a TV near you, like where you work out, that's definitely a big plus. For me personally, it wasn't that big of a deal because we do have a TV in the workout room, so I'm able to cast all the workouts there if I want to. But I mean, something to consider if that isn't the case for you. What really got me and made me decide on this bike instead of the original was actually two things. So one, it has like auto resistance. So when you're doing on-demand classes, not live, only on demand, you can actually select so that it locks the resistance and you don't get to like control it. It just like does it based on what the instructor is suggesting you do. So they'll be like, you know, put your resistance in like 40 to 50. And you have, like, if you have like auto control on, it'll automatically put you somewhere between 40 to 50. I think in my experience from what I've been doing, it starts you out easier. So like if it says 40 to 50, it'll put you at like 42, 43. And then I'm assuming it'll just keep going as you progress and you do better. One reason why that was a big plus for me is because I will admit it, I would like cheat myself in some of the workouts when I was doing that. And honestly, I mean, you're only just like harming yourself in the sense that like, it only affects you and like your results. Like if you wanna, you know, the instructor says go 40 to 50 and you stay on like a 25 resistance, it's only like affecting you. It really doesn't affect anybody else. But like I personally was like, I don't know, I would just, when I had like the old bike at the apartment where we used to live, I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna like stay on an easier one, and I wouldn't like really challenge myself or do anything. And so I was like, I want this one to be like a true test and for me to actually like work on my strength and my cycling ability and everything so that I could just really push myself. And so far I have been using it in all the workouts that I've been doing, and I have noticed a massive, massive difference when you actually let the bike tell you like, okay, this is the resistance that you're supposed to be at, we're gonna keep you there, than when you just kind of like, you know, cheat yourself. It's also something that like, I mean, if you really just, it's not, I guess it's not like a deal breaker if you don't get that, because you could have a very strong, you know, willpower and be like, I'm gonna stay in that resistance that I'm supposed to and I'm not gonna cheat it. But for me, it's just easier. Also, I don't even have to think about it. Like it literally, while I'm cycling, it just automatically changes it for me, and I don't even have to like go down and move the knob or anything. So that's just me being honest with myself and telling myself that, you know, I wanted something that was gonna challenge myself. And so I wanted a bike that was gonna tell me like, you know, you're supposed to be at this resistance, so we're gonna keep you there and you're gonna challenge yourself there safely, obviously, but just wanted to try that. And the other big thing why I got this one, which is probably like the biggest reason, is the integration with the Apple Watch. So it's the Apple Gym Kit integration, I think is what they call it. And so that's a big reason why I wanted to get it, is because I want to be able to track my workouts correctly. Obviously, Peloton also sells like a heart rate monitor, I think one that you put across your chest, and you can use that as well. But I already have my Apple Watch. I use it to track all of my workouts, and so I thought like that would be the best deal. It's also super simple because all you gotta do is like tap your watch to this screen and it automatically like recognizes it and pairs it, and it just tells you like on your watch, connect, and you just say okay, and you're immediately connected and all your stats show up on the screen, and then like your watch is obviously tracking everything too. So obviously to have the Peloton bike, you have to have a membership because you need to get access to the workouts, and there's two different types of memberships. The membership, if you don't have the bike, is actually the digital membership, and it's a $12.99 a month. And that one is, I mean, it gives you access to everything. Obviously the difference is that you don't have it on the Peloton bike, and you don't get to do, you know, like the specific resistance and cadence and everything the way that they're saying, depending on the bike that you have. Now, if you have the bike, you get the Peloton All Access membership, and that one is $39 a month. And basically like the equipment already comes with everything in there, so you have all the workouts and everything set up. Plus you can also add it to different devices, so you can add it to like your phone or, you know, a tablet or anything, and then you can just like screencast it to your TV if you want to, do it on the go, whatever it may be. You also have the option of having members so that you can add them to, you know, that membership. Obviously Chris and I are in the same household, so we can have access to the membership, but I don't want him to take classes on my account and, you know, like get my metrics changed because he's going to be taking under my account. So I can add his profile, so he has his own account under the same membership that I pay for, and that way like both of us in the household can be working out even at the same time actually, but like from our different profiles. Or he could like ride the bike if he wanted to under his own profile, and that way like my metrics stay my own, and then he has his own profile with his own metrics. So as I mentioned, I got some of the accessories including the Peloton shoes, and these are the shoes. This is how they clip onto the bike. And a few things to note about them. So I actually had to go up a size based on like my normal size. So I'm normally like a size 7 or 8 on sneakers. For the Peloton bike specifically, like for these shoes, I'm a size 39. So I definitely suggest like going to the Peloton store if you want to, like if you want to get these, and just like trying them out and making sure that you get the right size, because it's so important to make sure that you get the right fit. The shoes are comfortable. I have noticed that there is a slight discomfort on like the top of my ankle, but it's like a super easy fix. If I just like, when I'm putting them on, if I just like bend this one here like a little bit, it kind of creates like an added layer between my ankle and this side, which is the one that is hurting, so that it doesn't like touch it as much, and then it doesn't really end up like hurting that much. It's not uncommon for me to have that kind of pain with like sneakers. So whenever I wear sneakers, a lot of times like this ends up hurting my front of my ankle. So whenever it's like it's moving like this, it'll just like tap it, and it just kind of hurts a little bit. Again, it is very normal for me to have pain with most shoes, so it doesn't happen to everybody. I was reading a little bit about it, and not everybody has pain whenever they wear these shoes or any other cycling shoes, but just something to keep in mind. So now onto the bike and like the features that it has within the app and like the screen. One of the cool things about it is that you can, you don't just have to take the Peloton classes, you can also do it's called a just ride, and you literally just like sit on the bike and just ride. You don't have to worry about specific, resistance or anything if you don't want to. And then there's also scenic routes, which I think is super cool because you can select from different areas in the world and just like cycle through them. They have different options like guided or based on time or mileage. And so you just sit on the bike and you just pedal through. I did one through Sydney, Australia, and you just like pedal, and it just shows you the surroundings and everything around Sydney. And it's super fun and kind of distracting because you're just like pedaling with cool music too, and just seeing nice things. Now in terms of the actual classes from Peloton instructors, I have taken a few different instructors, and I can say by far my absolute favorite is Ali Love. Like, I love her. She's super empowering, motivating, really fun, really pushes you, but also at the same time like inspires you. I also am a big fan of Cody, which I think pretty much everybody is a big fan of Cody. It's super fun, honestly. His rides, you just like forget that you're in pain. I mean, not like a bad pain, but like in a, oh my god, why are we doing this type of pain. I also did a class with Leanne. She's actually from the Britain studios, the London studios, which is super cool because I love the British accent, so it's really fun. And then I did her Spice Girls class, which was amazing because who doesn't love the Spice Girls? And then she also loves Spice Girls, so she had this amazing energy, and it was just great. And as I mentioned, they don't just have cycling classes, they also have strength classes, and that includes barre and Pilates, which is obviously two types of workouts that I absolutely love. So I have taken barre classes, and again, Ali is amazing. So it's with Ali Love and Hannah Corbin, and they both are absolutely amazing. I've loved all the classes. I will say they are different than your traditional barre class, just because the music is a little bit different, and then it's not like, I mean, they sometimes do have a chair that acts as a barre, but it's not like your typical barre class that I'm used to. There's nothing wrong with them. I like them too. I just personally prefer the more traditional style of barre classes that is more fast-paced. I feel like with the Peloton barre classes, they're a little bit slower sometimes, and just kind of like, I don't know, I'm used to like when I'm taking my barre classes to just like go, like you go from one move to the next. With these ones, it feels like they really take some time to slow down, which totally fine too, but I just feel like if I had to choose, I would go with my open fit Andrex 10 barre classes. And I've also taken the meditation classes, which are absolutely awesome. They have like breathing meditation, so like ones that just like focus on your breath work. They have meditations, like your typical guided ones. Honestly, I'm a big fan of all of them. I've tried quite a few, and it just makes me feel like at peace. The music that they're playing like in the background is really nice and relaxing, so I personally really enjoy their meditation classes. And then they also have, your typical like strength, like weightlifting type of classes. And speaking of weights, one cool thing, which is why like the bike does have the option of having the weights at the back, is because there are classes where you can take cycling with arms, and I have taken a few of those. So basically you just like cycle, and then at one point you slow down, so you're just like pedaling pretty slow with like very minimal resistance while you're working on some arms, which is pretty cool. I think one of the biggest things that makes Peloton so popular is obviously not just the ability to like work out with super amazing, empowering instructors, but it's just like the music that they have. For me personally, music makes a huge difference when I'm working out. Like, it can really bring me from I'm tired, I don't want to work out, I don't want to do this, to I'm pumped, let's get it done. And I think that that's a big thing for Peloton, is that you have like this amazing playlist pretty much always. And well, the other thing is you can choose, what kind of workouts you do if the playlist sounds appealing, which is something I do. Like, sometimes I'll find an artist series, because they do have artist series like the Spice Girls, and I'll just be like, I'm gonna do that ride because I know that I love the Spice Girls. I know that I'm gonna love all of their songs, and it's just gonna really make me feel good. So if you like that kind of music, if you like rock, if you like, you know, hip hop or whatever, they always have an option, and that's a great way for you to also like push yourself and like motivate yourself while you're working out. Another cool thing is that you can work out with friends, and so I do have a few friends that have either the bike or the app, and so we've been able to add each other, and you can work out together if you'd like to. So basically while you're going, you can like virtually high five each other and just like, you know, motivate each other while you're doing the same workout. At least you know that you're not working out alone. And obviously another huge selling feature is the ability to work out live while the instructor is teaching. And so basically like they get to see your username and they give you shout outs and things like that. So I think that's super cool because I don't know, I mean, I personally like it when I'm working out when like an instructor is like, go Monica, or, you know, whatever. So if you do like working out live or, you know, going to a studio and doing that, I think that this gives you a great feel as if you were right there with the instructor training in real life. And also the classes are available immediately after. So like if there's a class that you want to take but you can't make it live, it'll literally be available as soon as it's done. Anyway, that is my experience so far with my Peloton Bike Plus. As I mentioned, the shopping and delivery aspect of it was super smooth, and then actually trying on the bike has been absolutely amazing. I'm loving all the classes so far. It's just one of those things where you really don't understand the hype until you get it, and then you're like, okay, it makes sense now. If you're considering getting one and have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, or if you already have one and want to share why you love it, feel free to do that too. If you like this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!